Working full-time at local nonprofit organizations, allies are responsible for projects designed to have significant and measurable community impact. They receive support and coaching from the staff at their host organizations, as well as public allies.
I think that our leadership training is broken down into, I see it broken down into three pieces. There's leadership history that they learn about models for leadership style, what it is it takes to be a leader, how do you define that for yourself. Then there's leadership training, which is much more along the lines of teaching specific techniques, getting some what we would call transactional skills that will be used in their development. And I think that the last piece is leadership experience, which means that our training program is not just focused around a classroom environment where people sit and talk about what it is leadership is and how it is we would practice these skills that we have, but it's more about applying them in a training environment, because doing is training in a lot of ways, but employing them in a training environment that allows people to have that experience.
A lot of people join Public Allies because, you know, they're trying to find something that they're good at or develop leadership skills. So it's been a development process for most of us.
Overall, Public Allies has given me a lot of more patience and tolerance and understanding.
Like a lot of these issues that we're dealing with are so complex. To be able to break those down through the relationships that you make with the individuals. No longer is it just something theoretical that you're trying to grapple with in books and in classrooms, but it's something that you're dealing with your own two hands.
I've learned to connect with people on an individual basis and appreciate them for their differences.
Knowledge. I'm like a sponge at Public Allies. I soak up all of the knowledge that I get from the trainings, from the people that I meet, from Urban Options, my partner organization. I soak it all up.
When you're really busy and there's a lot of things going on, you don't really have the time to reflect on group dynamics and what's working and maybe someone's feelings that, or input that's not being heard given the group dynamics. So I think having that space to stop and reflect is an unusual thing in the normal work world, but it's something really valuable that we get from Public Allies.
I definitely feel more confident. I think more confident in knowing that things that I put together will actually happen.
Team service projects help allies learn to collaborate and involve diverse people in bringing new solutions to communities.
It's been a huge learning process. Whenever I've been on a team before, it's always been something with sports where you know like exactly what everybody's supposed to do, like the oldest people are in charge and then everybody else kind of falls in order on the way down. And like here it was like you start at the beginning of the year and you don't know these people and you don't know what their skills are and you don't know what people's leadership styles are and how people are going to work together. And it can start off as kind of bumpy sometimes, but by the end, at least with my experience, you're really starting to find that team dynamic.
Collaboration with other people is something that I never really gave a lot of thought to before Public Allies. And I realize how important it can be now, because when one person has a vision, a lot of times it's very difficult to make it come about. And when you can get a whole bunch of people together with the same focus in mind and collaborate, it's amazing what really can be done. It's amazing. I'm really surprised.
Upon graduating, allies have significant work experience, important skills, local connections, ties to national networks, and opportunities for continued support that help them progress in their efforts to change the world.
I think that the trainings and the experiences that Public Allies receive give them a very, very unique ability to be able to walk in any number of different worlds.
I think it's just good just to have a network of people who are in the fight for social justice, and that way, as we move on in our careers and as we become future leaders and future heads of the nonprofit world, that we can network with each other and use the different skills and resources that we have to make our world better. It's all about building a power base, and once we have that power base, there's nothing we can't accomplish.
After the program, allies join a diverse and growing national network of more than 1,000 young leaders. The Ally Lifetime Leadership Initiative continues to advance their leadership through regional gatherings, online communities, professional development opportunities, and much more.
What we have planned is amazing. It is building an infrastructure for our national network of support and collaboration. It means, you know, the extension of your learning beyond your LA experience through our training sessions. It means this online portal, which regardless of where you are, you'll be able to see, you know, who's doing what, be able to draw on each other's resources. You'll be able to make sure that if you pick up and leave, you know, and go to another place, that you can see who else is living there, and you'll have an immediate network of people.
Building on a successful program and a growing network of lifetime leaders, Public Allies is embarking on a new stage of growth.
You know, the incredible thing about Public Allies is that even in our growth to 10 sites to date has really been driven by people from communities calling for us to be there, inviting us in, and often people who learned about us from our allies, from our alumni, from organizations who've worked with us across the country. And we get calls all the time from people wanting us to bring Public Allies to their communities. And I think that this growth plan will allow us to reach more young people and create more opportunities for young people to serve in our program, more opportunity for organizations to participate, and broaden the network of people who can work together to create real change in the country.